of 2013, and he's always been the player that you look towards to show you the way to play this matchup. He dropped off a lot, obviously, as he became...
Guys have planned up here in the top left. SK Telecom's best Terran player, it is Innovation.
And from the North American region, down here to the bottom right-hand side, playing for Team Rocket, the #2 seed, it's Hyun.
Wow, a lot of Hyun fans.
A lot of Hyun fans. All over the globe.
That's right. Well, as it should be. Because, you know, Hyun is a player that's been all over the globe time and time again. I think my guess is he actually travels more than anyone else. I don't know for a fact, but when I think about people that I see at every tournament, Hyun is definitely one of them. I feel like anytime I get off a plane and go to a hotel, Hyun is already sitting there. And I'm like, oh, hey, Hyun. He's like, oh, hey. And, you know, that's the life of Hyun right there.
I'm pretty sure that Hyun is the... he's played in the most WCS tournaments this year, out of all players that have made it to the top 16. That's where he's been able to gather all the points. That's where he's been able to gather the points that have pushed him to #2 seed, and he's opened up here with a 14-15 spawner pool there.
It's kind of not a build I was expecting. Like this is kind of like a safety build, right? Like we don't see any gas. He's not being greedy in any way. This is kind of a build you might do if you think your opponent might cheese you. So I'm a little bit confused by the opening, actually. I thought that Hyun would go kind of balls to the wall one way or another, greedy or aggressive.
By the way that he's saving up lava here, he's going to be able to build 6 Zerglings. And to be honest, if he goes over there against a command center first, there's going to be a Marine or maybe a second one just coming into play. But SCVs will have to be pulled here.
I want to mention, yeah, you're quite right about that, but it looks like he has actually predicted this build, and it's not the last game, Apollo, unless Innovation is going to leave here.
Okay, well, at least he's got it once.
Yeah, he does have it once.
I can call that.
You're right about that.
Thank you.
Well, we will see if Hyun can force a cancel or something like that. Is getting a gas as well. Sling's going to leave the natural.
Yeah, if they should not follow this SCV, really. You just want to go straight past it here. If you get a couple free hits, I guess that's okay, but that's an extra second there for Innovation to get another unit out. But he's definitely going to have to pull SCVs here, no doubt. He's going to have to control his work as well. Must not lose too many. I think he's expecting to lose 1 or 2 at this point, excluding that scouting SCV. But as you can see, the first Marine's not even halfway yet.
Well, I think he's just going to lift and go to the high ground here. He saw a gas as well. 5 Lings already on the way. I don't see any reason for him to mess around against this. So who knows what that gas is going to be? He could make a Baneling nest.
Well, 6 Lings on the way here. Pulls a couple of SCVs. 1 Marine to take this. As 3 do split around the back here.
Yeah, we'll see. And actually a nice flank there with those Lings going after this Marine right now. Great micro by Innovation, though. Wow, takes out a few extra Lings before that Marine does die.
And the second Marine's out now, and hopefully she'll be able to clean this up here. The Lings are going to go straight for here with a bit of control. He will clean that up there. So didn't lose any, just the scouting SCV there.
Oh. You know what? This wasn't so bad for Hyun. It's not as if he just did a rush like we saw Su do in the last series and it failed. You know, it was like a 15 pool into hatchery. Yeah, he's getting Zergling speed. That's not a big deal. He just spent those Lings, cost a lot of lost mining time, slowed down this expansion from really producing, killed a Marine. You know, it's not all that bad, actually.
Yeah, I think it's okay for him here. And it looks like he's going to... he's not really mining a lot of gas here, Hyun, so it seems like he will take his third base very, very shortly here. He has an Overlord inside the main base, which spots the second gas, who's got full eyes on every move that Innovation's looking to pull here. And it looks like he is pushing himself towards Hellion Banshee, which is, in recent times, the most popular choice of strategy versus Hyun, as such a dangerous player that he is.
Yeah, you know, this is ultimate safety, right? The Banshee in the air is going to be able to either do a lot of damage or help you defend, and of course the Hellion's on the ground, just so strong against early rushes. But so far, Hyun is not like doing anything outstandingly cheeky, as you would say.
I would say that, yes.
No.
And he has not done that. He definitely will be cheeky in this series, though. Don't you worry, Autosis.
At some point, of course. But maybe he's feeling like he can actually play a macro game as well. And, you know, it's not like Hyun is bad at macro. It's just he's not known for great macro, right? You look at someone like Sue and you're like, well, you just make a lot of units. That's kind of crazy. But Hyun, on the other hand, you're like, oh, you're kind of devious. You know, that's... it's harder to measure level of skill that Hyun has, right? So you just kind of look at this and be like, well, I mean, I guess you have to be cheesy against someone who's going to out-macro you, like Innovation obviously would, but that doesn't mean that Hyun can't, you know, go for a macro game and just do a couple small things to throw off Innovation and thus gain a lead.
Good scout there from Innovation. Sees that third base, which usually tells him there's not an all-in coming here. Baneling Nest and Spores being brought in, and I really don't think Hyun's had a full read on the Banshee being used here. He could think this is a Hellbat opening. Banshee's, you know, still obviously a potential threat, but the Baneling Nest here screams defense against Hellbats. But
yeah, that is true. You know, maybe he's just kind of doing a catch-all defense. He kind of expects this out of Innovation. You know, at one point he was known very well for Hellbat type of play, and we have seen that from him recently as well, but Hyun also knows that a lot of people like to use Banshee against him because of his perceived style. So I think that these Spores rather overall are just a smart play.
But he's, by playing so defensively, he has slowed himself down a little bit in terms of tech. That is a relatively late layer, a little bit late with his evolution chambers. As long as he doesn't take damage, though. If he takes damage on top of being a little bit slow with his production, he would start to fall behind, I'd feel. But as long as he doesn't take any damage at all, as he has spent the right money in the right defense, then he's okay.
Yeah, I definitely do have to agree with you there, Apollo. Well, Innovation not really doing any damage quite yet. Denying a little bit of mining and whatnot. Of course, the Spores have been made, so that's a little bit annoying. But so far, so good for Hyun. Yeah, I'm a little bit afraid, though. You know, Innovation hasn't been bothered.
Yeah, and
Innovation's macro is kicking in.
He shows some very weird follow-up here, as Flo was pointing out for us. He's only on 2 command centers, which is obviously incredibly unorthodox here coming out from Innovation.
Yeah.
He's building up a lot of production, and at this point, it is more so like a 1-1 timing here, where you get your 1-1 upgrades, you're expecting your opponent to play greedy, which is the case here. Innovation's only on 46 SCVs. He is planning an attack here, Artosis.
Yeah, and you know what? This build also would be okay against anything that was aggressive from Hyun, since he skipped that third command center. You know, he just has some extra units. So I feel like Innovation is overestimating Hyun's aggression and underestimating, you know, his potential to play a longer game, perhaps.
This is a big scout coming out from Hyun, though. He spots all that production, and when he goes to that third base and sees no third base at the 11-minute mark, the fastest third base can go down here is 9 minutes 30. Regular is 10 to 10:30. Now it's 11, and there's no third there. 24 Lings on the way here, an additional Spore. He knows he's against aggression. 10 Banelings on the way, and if he stops this attack...
Yeah, he'll be in great shape.
He wins the game.
I don't think he's going to make another drone here, Paul, and he's going to have his Baneling speed. In fact, if he slows this down just a little bit, 1-1 will finish. The 1-1, though, perfectly timed out here by Innovation, so I'm not sure that he's going to be able to have that engagement when he finishes.
These Banelings have to hit here. They've got to get a lot of good detonations.
Well, those Widow Mines going to drop, and the Widow Mines will be targeted. Oh, no, they missed.
How did they not fire that?
I don't know. Maybe a late click.
And but a great clear up there.
Wow. Really great defense here from Hyun, just doing everything right. And, oh, even gets the medevac. Brutal for Innovation.
And this hasn't worked. That Overseer gave a great set of early information to Hyun. He's pushed this back. He's going to have 1-1 of his own. He's adding in Mulus. He's got a good setup with a good amount of drones. Innovation has to kill with this type of attack.
Well, he certainly hasn't done that, Apollo, and 1-1 just finished up for Hyun, so now he's equal on those upgrades. Only a single Widow Mine that actually has a charge in it right now. More Banelings on the way. He does have that Baneling speed, of course. I think Hyun holds this so simply.
This is obviously not the way that Innovation planned this series to go out here, expecting this to kill his opponent, but here comes the defense once again from Hyun. Banelings finish up. They're going straight for the Marines here. And is Innovation going to be able to break through?
Oh, I don't think so. It looks like these Banelings and Lings helping out the Mutas quite a bit here. A couple of Widow Mines do burrow, and the Overseer will tank that. In the meantime, Innovation does keep his army alive, although it has been reduced in size.
All that Hyun needs to do is keep on building units. He's got 2-2 on the way. He's got more upgrades, just better economy. Just keep on defending. But currently, it is Innovation who has the higher army supply. And he's going to keep on pushing that advantage. And he needs to trade off efficiently. These Widow Mines need to be good.
It looks like these Zerglings doing a great job. Uh-oh, the Widow Mine's going to get a couple good connections, it looks like. Yeah, one of them goes on those Mutas, but as long as he has more Lings and Banelings coming in, it's not going to matter. Continuing to push this back right now. The Muta's going after these Marauders. Ooh, some bad detonations on these Banelings, but he does have enough to hold it off once again.
Yeah, he's pushing this back, and his next wave of units is about to pop out here. So Hyun pushing this back past the halfway point of King Sejong Station here. And with more and more units on the way and more capabilities here, just to add in Banelings, that's all he needs to do here. And there's another big Morphin, and Innovation is up against it.
That's right. Look at this. A huge amount of Lings coming out, surrounding just everything in their path. The Muta's going to start picking off Medivacs as well. Innovation with no third base behind this against Hyun, who just finished up his 4th, is not going to have a shot. 2-2 is going to finish for Hyun soon. This attack is long overdue. He's almost 30 supply behind. He's getting Burrow. Like, Hyun has taken this game, Apollo.
He has, Autosis, and I really didn't expect this series to go in favor of Hyun. And Rotterdam did say earlier on, if Hyun's able to take the first map here, that could, break, the mentality of Innovation. He said it's a weakness. Hyun knows it's a weakness.
Especially when Hyun played a defensive macro game.
Yeah.
And, the 6-lings didn't really do that much, too. So even Innovation after that had to be like, oh, yeah, I'm totally fine here. I'm in good shape. He'll probably be greedy behind this. My 1-1 timing will kill him. Nope. Sorry, Innovation. Tough situation now. Innovation not giving up quite yet, but 2-2 is finishing.
Yeah, 2-2 finishing.
That's like... This all comes down to Widow Mine hits. If he gets fantastic Widow Mine hits, Innovation can still come back. The odds of that... pretty low.
Oh, Hyun's coming around from two sides here. I think he just split up a lot of his units down this right-hand side. But no, actually not too much.
Yeah, just a few, but looks like he's trying to set off a few Widow Mines in kind of old-school style of sending a few up with some Banelings. And
still, 96 army supply here to 85 in favor of Innovation. And Reinforcements being cut off a little bit here.
I like it. Slowing everything down, injuring a lot of units, picking some off as well.
And Innovation has to win with this attack, remember, or this set of waves of attack. He's running out of money slowly. And of course, Hyun is getting stronger and stronger as time goes on. More money being invested into these Banelings.
Yeah, Innovation does have higher army supply, but here Hyun goes, rolling up with a ton of Banelings, and there's just not enough Widow Mine hits to clear all these. It looks like he will clear out this entire army. And with it, I think Innovation's going to have to GG from here.
He will, Autosis. Hyun takes map number 1. And a fantastic start here for the number 2 seed. There's not too many people expected him to take that game. I don't think too many people expected that type of game from both players either.
Yeah, it's not what you'd expect, but Hyun having a little smile there. He said he was confident coming into it, and you can see why. The guy has skills. Innovation, we all put on a pedestal a lot because, he is like one of the best Terrans in the world by a great margin. Yeah. Still, though, Hyun has what it takes to kill anyone.
Of course, Innovation just recently come off that massive...
It's the fun spots, too. The top left of Foxtrot Labs. It is Ro16 Hyun.
And down here to the bottom right-hand side, playing for SK Telecom, the most recent GSL champion, Innovation. He said he's not going to take Hyun lightly. He's taking this series very, very seriously. And now he really has to show it as these next few games develop.
Yeah, this could be a tough one for him. This is exactly the type of map you should be afraid of Hyun on because it is weird. It does play different, and he can really catch you off guard. The layout of this map can be difficult to play on for anybody, and especially these spots. It's like kind of weird how these spots play out because the third base, like either you kill rocks and take like the safer third, or you can take the risk and take the gold. What do you think here from Hyun? What's his strat on this map? Why did he choose this map so early?
I really think it's going to be some form of aggression here, Autosis. It favors towards it so much. Once that gold base is taken, it's a forward hatchery. There's multiple different types of attacks you can do. The natural expansion is very difficult to hold. The third base is a lot more difficult to take easily, as you pointed out. So there's a lot of advantages here for Hyun to try to exploit here. Which one he chooses, I have absolutely no idea. And Innovation switching over to the Reaper expansion, more so to try and feel out his opponent to get a little bit more information rather than risking it.
I would just say Reaper is the right choice for him to open on this map.
Yeah.
It just seems so obvious. In fact, I do expect to see him go Reaper several more times in this series. It's just going to give him that little bit of scouting edge. But, you know, the Hyun just going for a little bit more economic build, going for a hatchery first this game, probably expecting that Innovation's going to go Reaper here.
And he throws down the gas immediately. As the spawning pool was built, it was like spawning pool then gas straight away, and it's really, really fast here compared to most timings. Of course, not the fastest, but really shows his intention of getting that Zergling speed or something else incredibly fast in this game. Do start to be aggressive here. It looks like we are going to see 2 Reapers here from Innovation. One to scout, one to stay at home for a little bit in case there are any run-bys.
Yeah, and, well, you know, this is kind of an interesting build from Hyun. Do you think it's going to be Zergling speed? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be. You know, with such a wide open natural, I feel like he can get some work done there and maybe delay, especially since Innovation's likely to go like, you know, maybe a third command center, a factory. With just a few Reapers on such an open area, Speedlings are going to be powerful.
They will be, and if he was to try to, you know, cancel Zergling speed, try anything else here, the Reaper's going to pick it up so easily. We've seen fantastic Reaper use already today, and you can see Innovation has a look inside. He knows that 100 gas has been gathered and has been mined into Zergling speed here, and already dealing a lot of damage over to those Zerglings. Only a single gas taken, though, from Innovation so far, so he's actually pushing himself towards a third command center quite early.
Yeah, it does look like that. I'm kind of interested to see. He did bring up the second Reaper here, right? He didn't make a third Reaper, I'm 99% sure. Just going to kind of keep an eye on those Zerglings. Of course, speed is going to finish up pretty quickly here.
He's mining gas again. Not at a fast rate, but is mining gas. I wonder if he tries anything from this position. He'd actually start to need to mine gas a lot more rapidly if he was going to do anything. Otherwise, it's going to be too slow. But he's only adding drones. He's only got 1 in that extractor, as you can see.
You know, I feel like a general rule that I like to live by in ZVT is if you try to counter something when you scout it, it's too late to counter it hard. Like, you know, you have to almost already be on the path and be like, oh, okay, he is doing that, now I can get him, you know? And I don't think that there's any real way for him to punish this. But, of course, we don't know exactly what his plan is yet, either. He hasn't really shown his cards yet.
Well, Roach Warren places down just as you finish your sentence, as well as another extractor here on the natural. He knows that there's no Hellbats in play here. He knows this is a third command center, so there's no real reason to get that Roach Warren unless he has plans to be aggressive here, which it does seem to start to line up. Roaches he can build once this Roach Warren finishes up.
But is he going to be aggressive with this? Oh, this is really nice with these Speedlings. Oh my god, killing these SCVs is fantastic. Now, we do have a counterattack here with these Reapers and with these Hellions on the Queens, and he does pick one off. Really nice move, but in the meantime, the Zergling's killing a lot of SCVs.
Yeah, 4 or 5 already gone down here. There's also a lot of drones going down to these Hellions and the Reaper. 16 additional Lings are on the way, but more drones are getting roasted. 12 in total there, just to the 5 SCVs.
You know, if only he hadn't taken all this damage. That was such a nice Ling harassment. And, well, he will clean this up, but 12 drones is not a small number at all.
And he has to replenish the drones he's lost here, but there's no evolution chambers, there's no lair, it's only a Roach Warren, no Baleen Nest. Only drones being made here. Not too sure exactly what Hyun's plan is at this point. We are seeing a tank being made here by Innovation, very safe.
You know,
very safe indeed.
You know what, Apollo? And let me throw this out there as something a little bit crazy. Is this Roach Warren completely a fake? Look where he put it. Like, he knows his opponent has Reaper Hellion. He knows he's going to see this. Like, his build didn't look like it was going for aggression based on how quickly he was mining the gas and everything. He took a third in a macro position, not an aggressive position, where, you know, the Roaches might be more benefited by a gold base. Do you think this could have been a fake to kind of force Innovation to play defensively here so that he can get an advantage in a macro play?
It looks like it. I think you're very right with this. Definitely could have been. Well, it's looking more and more like it is. As his drone cannon is starting to rapidly increase itself, there is, of course, a bunker, a tank has been made.
Yeah, and I mean, making multiple tanks here, it looks like he's just preparing for an attack that'll never come. And if he, I mean, a Roach Warren is a small price to pay to get your opponent to make some siege tanks, sit back defensively, maybe slow down the speed with which he lands his third command center. That's kind of huge for Hyun. I feel like he's way out mind gaming right now against Innovation.
And I think a lot of people would agree that's probably his biggest strength coming into this series, to exploit his image more so than anything else here against Innovation, who is expecting a lot of aggression. 1-1 Zerglings, Zergling upgrades on the way here for Hyun as the layer nears completion. Lee Bangla Nest is thrown down here. And the third base going to slowly be taken here, but Innovation's going to be set up very defensively. He's very safe. He's, wonderfully set up here to take his third base.
That is true. He doesn't have any upgrades started yet, so Hyun is way ahead on that.
Yeah,
Hyun's third base.
Engineering base finished, so
yeah, Hyun already mining from his third. His creep spread's getting decent. I feel like Hyun is tricking his way into macro games. This isn't exactly the mind game that I expected, but Hyun is just looking fantastic in this series. And if he takes this game in a macro game, I think that Innovation's mind may become unhinged. How do you rally yourself back and play 3 strong games against a player who can turn on the aggression and just cheese you right out?
Yeah, it's a very, very important game here for Innovation not to lose. And I think it's safe to say he's a little bit behind in this game so far. His 4th hatchery's coming in, Hyun. And he will be looking to drone to that very, very shortly here. 1-1 upgrade is about to complete. He's got Borrow as well, which is going to be a very nice tool to use here against Innovation's pushes, which will start to happen very, very shortly.
It certainly will be, but Baneling's speed almost halfway done. A good amount of Zerglings on this map. 1-1 going to be finished very soon. I don't foresee Hyun really taking any damage with these early pushes, but this is very nice, pushing the creep spread back.
Yeah, it's a great couple of creep achievements he's got. He can pick up and easily move positions here with these double medevacs. He's going to look for somewhere else to go.
Yeah, looks like he's going right up towards that main base, knowing just how far away that is for Hyun to run to. Luckily, he does have a reasonable creep spread, so we'll get up there, guarding the most dangerous spot that could be dropped.
And the lack of creep in the middle is actually a bit of a danger here for Hyun. He needs to respread that immediately. That was 3 crucial tumors that Innovation cleared up. And his army is growing rapidly now. He's actually got a supply lead here. The machine of Innovation really rolling now. And just with a couple of medivacs and a squad of units here, he's getting quite a bit of damage done.
Yeah, is macro really starting to pick up, Apollo? We don't have 2-2 started for Hyun, unfortunately. He's had 1-1 done for a bit. 1-1 is going to finish for Innovation as well, which means he's going to catch right up in the upgrades.
Yeah, look at Innovation really speeding up with his production, whereas Hyun's supply block quite massively here. Having to build 5 overlords all at once. Innovation starting to take a pretty big lead when it comes to just the supply.
That is true. This is what we were saying we were afraid about for Hyun when Innovation actually gets rolling like this. And again, he hasn't really taken any damage. But this time he has that 3rd command center, so he can actually play the longer game and transition well. Whereas last game, he went for that 2-base kind of all-in attack. So Hyun having a harder time here, showing that his creep spread maybe not as good as he would hope.
Well, here comes the first big push of the game, really, from Innovation. He's joining all his units together. And that's quite a bit. Hyun does see it with a borrowed Zergling in the center here, and he's going to push down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't like that. Yeah, that seems like that was maybe just a misclick or something.
Borrowed Banelings there, Autosis.
Indeed there are.
And doesn't want to grab 4 or 5 Marines. Busted.
Oh, well.
Good attempt there, but of course his plan's spoilt.
Oh, wow, that's a very quick infestation pit. Is he just... Wait a minute. Hyun has a couple options here. He could go into... God, it's getting late. Infestors or Swarm Hosts. We have seen a lot of Foreigner Zergs try the Swarm Host style. What do you think about it?
I feel it's really good, but it's too early for this game yet.
Yeah.
You want to be waiting, I imagine, until 2-2's done, at least to start +1 missile attacks before this happens. I think it's more so for the Hive than anything else here.
Okay.
He's under a bit too much pressure, I think, to make this move. I really feel you need to be under a lot less pressure to make it.
Yeah, it feels like that is a big gas investment if he's actually going to do anything with it, because this is a strong attack from Innovation so far. It does wipe out this first bit. Oh, God, I think we just saw a good Widow Mine there.
Yeah, and they got quite a lot of Lings and Banelings there. Innovation still 30 supply ahead. He does not have his 2-2 upgrades complete, which he will need to have in a couple of seconds here. There's been a couple of very good Widow Mine drops. I think we saw 12 drones killed inside the main base just a couple of minutes ago, and an additional 11 down on this 4th.
Yeah, Innovation really putting it to Hyun right now. Has to be feeling a lot better about how this game is going than the last.
Yeah, definitely here. Another drop being sent up to the north. There's only a couple of Zerglings inside that main base, so this could do a lot of damage, but there are a lot of units, Overlords in the way to spot this. A lot of Widow Mines in the center there. And Innovation closing in on that 2-2 and closing in, more importantly, on this fourth base. Clearing that creep right outside that fourth. Very important.
Oh man, this is a little bit brutal for Hyun right now, Paula. The creep spread is just not good enough for him to hold this.
Yeah, and the tanks are coming to support as well.
Yeah, the fourth base, without a doubt, is going to be falling. There is no way to hold that.
And you can't lose the fourth base at this point. Not against Innovation, who's got a fourth command center pretty much ready to be taken a 3-3 on the way. A beautiful slow push from Innovation has got to this fourth. And as you said, look at this. This isn't going to be broken.
Yeah, he's trying to stop it because he realizes he loses the game if he loses this fourth, but he just lost all his banelings. Didn't even dent this army, and I think we're going to actually see GG in a second from Hyun, to be honest.
Nothing complicated here from Innovation. A couple of Widowmine drops, a couple of army movements, clearing, creeping. He pushes Hyun aside here. The power of Innovation once he gets his mechanics rolling in. As we can see, he is rolling over Hyun here as he eliminates that fourth base, and with eliminating that fourth base, he'll eliminate Hyun from this game. GG is called.
Ooh.
And Innovation showing his true strength that time.
I think that's more of what people were expecting in this series. But Hyun actually got himself into a good position. It's just his creep spread was a little bit lackluster. He wasn't holding the front. He actually didn't have enough queens to really spread it quickly either. Or if he did, they just weren't in the right locations because there were not that many. Like, Innovation scanned and killed like 3 active tumors, and that was basically the beginning of the end for Hyun. He never relayed the tumors, never repushed the creep out, and you can't stop that type of slow push if you're not continuing.
Exposed of Su a little bit earlier on. And here we are.
All right, in the top left of Nimbus, showing his mechanics in that previous game, it is SK Telecom T1 Innovation.
As he tries to not fall asleep. And of course down here playing for Team Rocket, has been traveling the world the last couple of years. He's here in California, ready to push this to 2-1 Autosis. It's Hyun.
Whoa. All right, let's see what these guys have up their sleeves. Of course, now Innovation in the short sleeves after taking off his hoodie. And the thing is, I think that's kind of the way it is anyways, because Hyun with those long sleeves, he's going to be the one pulling out tricks here. I think Innovation is just going to play normal.
God, you're on another level today, Autosis.
Another level altogether. All right.
I thought you said we were going to see a double Barracks come out from Innovation. We haven't seen it yet.
One.
Just one, okay.
Reaper builds and 1 double Barracks. I think you got a 1 double Barracks in every best of 5. My friend Pig once told me that's what good Terrans do.
I think your good friend Pig was correct.
I think so.
Let's talk about this hatchery here, Autosis. He's actually put it outside here. Is his main second base, and is obviously a lot more vulnerable. There's a lot of pros and cons for taking this this expansion here, and a lot of people actually favor the cons here, which is why they don't do it very often.
I actually like this play because I feel like one of the strongest ways for Terrans to play here is to make a Reaper into Hellion pressure on that third. And when you're taking it as your third, the creep spread isn't quite there yet. And it's pretty hard to get down your ramp with your queens and actually be efficient in guarding it. So if Hyun actually wants to go into 3-base play, I kind of do like it.
All right, well, Innovation scouting with an SCV here, first of all. Joining that, of course, will be the Reaper very shortly here. Wants to just know if there is any early attack, which is why the SCV's gone out first, and then the Reaper will follow. And of course, the scout his opponent slightly faster here. Do you think Hyun uses this hatchery out there aggressively at all, or you just think it is for 3 bases?
I think he's setting up for 3 bases. Like, I think he's going to grab speed. He's going to get 3-4 queens and take that back natural as an easy third, and just try to have enough creep spread so that any early pressure. Because again, if I'm Hyun here, I'm really expecting that unit composition we were talking about before: the Reaper into Hellion, and quite possibly Banshee.
Well, the SCV is chased away. Second Reaper is built. Barracks switching up here to add on that reactor, and here come the Reapers to deal a bit of damage. Ling's a little bit too far out here, unfortunately, chasing the dreams of that SCV. And one of them picked off very easily.
Yeah, kind of sloppy there by Hyun. Realistically, you don't really want to lose anything to a Reaper. Just some hit points here and there. But Oh, this time he's going to get a little bit. And in fact, these Reapers running around, this could be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, he may get a drone or two here.
Yeah, that would be actually really bad for Hyun. Really, really bad. Oh my god, he gets one. You cannot be losing drones to Reapers, Apollo.
No, you cannot. Sets you quite far behind here for every drone kill. And we see Innovation with a very fast third command center here. And unfortunately, one of the weaknesses here of Hyun's spawning positions is he has not been able to get a good scout here with any overlords. There is one close, but a little bit later we'll get information.
Well, let's see what Hyun wants to do from here. He's just droning up at the moment. No third base yet, of course.
Third Reaper is not normal here to be building this.
Yeah, it is a little bit different. Occasionally we see it in Korea when they want to heavily pressure the third base, but normally that's when they take the back natural first and the queens still have to come down the ramp. Like when the third would be started right around now. You know, at the front, that is. So yeah. I don't know that this is really needed. I feel like he's kind of following the build order he had planned and not... I don't know if it really makes a big difference, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that one.
All right, well, the Ro16 has been placed down here towards the back of this second front base here from Hyun. And Innovation's going to start to put some pressure on. The Reaper's joining up with the Hellions here. 2 queens at the front. Not a lot of energy on these girls here, so...
Yeah, no transfusion's going to be available, and that could be an issue. He actually doesn't have a lot of lings, does he? Like 5 or 6?
Yeah, he's going to need a lot more than that. 2 overlords coming in, but Hyun is currently supply block, which is why we don't see any more units coming out right now. Man. Just 6 Zerglings after he loses a couple there. Not so good, and Lings...
He's actually had some pretty severe supply blocks in the series so far. He's got to be very careful about that.
Alright, well, he is on supply block right now, and 4 roaches are to be made. 5 roaches here, that is getting a little bit more than you'd expect just for defensive measures.
With 2 queens and speedlings out, like, I don't think you'd really get this many, but we'll see. I mean, he might end up just using these to tank later, or perhaps just using these as aggression now.
Well, the roaches are out here, and Innovation spots them obviously immediately there. Does still have double engineering bay coming in despite anything here. He did add on the extra barracks a little bit early, but there is the Baneling Nest, and there is the unit flood.
Roach Bane, there you go. Not a bad choice, I think, for Hyun here, even though, as you said, you know, the rocks make it a little bit hard to punch through that ramp. It's a very small ramp to go up.
Yeah, he did call this aggression coming out Artosis that you expected to see played here. And to be honest, I think Innovation's... Is he really feeling this out, though? He hasn't added on any bunkers or anything yet. He sees roaches, all 6 of them there in the middle. And still, no additional units, or, I mean, no additional bunkers here to help these units.
No, this is a little bit surprising. I think that he's not really given the full respect here. Okay, looks like he will start. Okay, he's evacuating.
Yeah, he scans and sees everything now.
Yeah, that's a very strong scan right there. Well, that's a lot of Banes and Lings already started. I think he should... Oh, God, if you take the time to kill the rocks, you're never going to do it. You're going up this, like, tiny ramp against all these buildings. Oh god, I don't know if you're gonna do it then either. This is perhaps doomed already, Apollo.
Well, Stim completes as these units march up the ramp here. Is he going to be able to make the hold? He's got a pretty decent wall here. Bunkers in good positions as well. The Banelings crash through pretty much everything there.
That is a lot of Banelings indeed. They even take down this bunker, take down the factory as well. There's a barracks that's almost about to explode. Wouldn't mind him actually picking that off with the roaches, but instead he does walk up kind of a little bit scattered here with his army. He has to be more careful with how he controls this.
There's 34 additional Zerglings on the way as well right now, with 22 SCVs being slaughtered. Innovation's army supply just completely been smashed here, and
never underestimate Roach Baneling all-ins, Apollo. These things can be so strong, and Hyun has executed it very well up a very thin ramp against Stim, bunkers, Hellions,
a wall,
medevacs.
And Innovation's in so much trouble right now. These units are flooding in. There are so many more Zerglings on the way. The last bunker's there, but that's about to be blown up. And Innovation takes a lot of damage here, down to 23 workers alone. Is starting to push this back a little bit. Has taken a lot of losses, though.
We'll have to see if Hyun actually wants to continue this. Okay, he starts a layer, so he says, okay, Innovation, you're going to live for now, but I'm going to tech up and come for you later.
But Innovation does have 1-1. He does have Medivacs, which are the benefit of this type of game, but he is hurting when it comes to his income.
Indeed, indeed. And let's point out, he doesn't have combat shields, and he lost his tech lab on his barracks. So His Marines aren't quite as good at 1-1 with Stim as it would normally be, but still, obviously, very, very strong against these unupgraded Zerglings.
Well, Innovation survives, which most important part. Ling's still here, going to be threatening any counterattacks, I suppose, here, as Hyun does start to drone up quite heavily here. 12 additional drones coming in. And Borrow is the first addition to his setup here as he moves on to the mid part of this game. Innovation, though, is going to start to get some damage done with the multiple sets of medivacs he's got here.
By the way, the factory dying has actually delayed the armory, so 2-2 is going to be quite late for them, but I don't know if Hyun is even going to get upgrades in this game, Apollo.
Yeah, he's straight to Baneling speed here.
Yeah, I think that's a very important upgrade for him at the moment. You know, yeah. Of course, cleaning up attacks, or if he even wants to get aggressive again, you can't do it with speed or slow Banes anymore.
Another big supply block here by Hyun. It's feeling like that's the third or fourth time we've seen that today.
Yeah. Definitely a big deal. He needs to be very careful about that in the future. See, but, you know, this is what we were talking about. Hyun is not known for his macro, and macro includes hitting your overlords, hitting your supply depots, whereas Innovation, I don't know if we've seen him supply blocked at all.
Only when the supply depots get blown up.
Yeah, that's right.
Burrow is going to complete here. Could be very nice for some board Banelings.
Yeah, probably a few burrowed lings as well for scouting.
Look at how many units that we're seeing produced here by Hyun. 28 additional Banelings.
That is, as some would say, so many Banelings.
So many.
Quite a few Zerglings as well.
Just no upgrades, just pure Zergling Baneling here off 50-odd workers.
Yeah. Combat Shield's still not done as well, which can make a difference here. See what he can get done. We do have Widow Mines on the way. I don't think he has any Widow Mines yet, right?
I don't think so.
I don't believe
just
so.
the ones that are on the way.
Yeah, just the first two there. So those are a little bit late to be able to really help defend this. Like, maybe if they burrow just in time, he can... Well, I guess Hyun isn't moving immediately, but...
So many units.
Indeed it is.
Here we go. Is he going to be able to defend and attack at the same time here in the correct way?
Well, or maybe he's just going to attack. Okay, it looks like he will turn around for that. Oh, we do have some Widow Mines there. He's going to be careful about that.
And he deals with the attack quite well there. Actually gets great detonations on that. Only two workers have gone down so far, though, for Innovation on his defense.
Well, a lot more, I think, are going to Apollo. That is a lot of Speed Banes rolling in here right now. And those SCVs are not going to be long for this world if he turns these Banelings around. Oh, please, no. No.
He doesn't get too many. Oh, there you go. He got all of them there. 25 SCVs go down, which pleases Artosis here, and another big hurt to the economy. But remember, Hyun's playing this as an all-in here. He needs to kill his opponent with the way that he's set it up. He's got no upgrades, nothing really apart from Zergling and Banelings. He's broken through. He's got to the economy. He's on top of the production. Can he finish the game?
I think so, Apollo. He's got a lot of units in here still. Still rallying down quite a few Zerglings, and there's not many SCVs left. Just 27, it looks like, and you know, as he rolls in more Lings and Banes,
that's a lot more Zerglings coming through, and so much production was cut off. All the reactors, there's only 3 or 4 barracks at this moment. Innovation holding on in a very, very tense moment.
Yeah, Hyun is actually being a little bit more wasteful here than I would like to see. He should... Yeah, I feel like... I don't like these attacks that I'm seeing. By the way, look how many minerals and gas he has.
Wow. 1,800.
Does he have... Did he miss like a bunch of injects? Why is he not just spending?
Yeah, I think he's only on 3 hatcheries, which probably with this style you'd probably like 4 or so.
That's true. That's a very good point. If you're going just Ling Bane, you definitely need at least 4 hatches.
Yeah, and I think he's just kind of noticed he's added on 1 now. Nice use of the borrow there to poke up and get some more damage done towards the back here. Innovation drops below 30 SCVs again. For the second time here, and another attack's about to take place. Just consistent waves here from Hyun.
Indeed it is. He's going to be able to roll up there once again. How many Widow Mines do we actually have out right now? I think it's a very low number.
Two. We were both looking for them there. And here comes the next attack from Innovation. From Hyun, sorry, his Innovation does pick up his units.
Weak Widow Mine hits there, and the Banelings will roll up this ramp. Going after the rest of Innovation's army. Finally kills those rocks with some Banelings and Zerglings.
And not too many Marines left here. There's a lot of medivacs. And Innovation, I'm not too sure if he'll hold this one this time.
Yeah, it's getting very close to him just being dead. But he has a surprising amount of workers left over considering the types of attacks that we've seen over and over. Like, I am very surprised to see 32. I was thinking I was going to see like 17, 18 SCVs only, but Innovation has somehow kept his economy somewhat alive.
He has, and we are going to see another attack. There's 75 SCVs been killed in this game, as well as 278 Zerglings thrown at this. Relentless here is Hyun, as he'll do this again and again and again until Innovation loses or Hyun dies.
It's a good point, Apollo, yeah. A lot of Banelings being morphed at the moment, taking care of all of his gas, still way too many minerals. And Innovation, I mean, this army is pretty scary. With Widow Mines plus really great micro and medevacs, I mean, Innovation may end up holding this and winning this game, which would be absolutely insane after the damage Hyun's put on.
A couple of supply depots there as Hyun prepares another assault. He's got a lot of Banelings on this right-hand side. He's got some on the left as well. Probably would I like to kind of engage with everything all at once there. A little bit disorganized.
No, the Banelings actually clean up a lot of these Widow Mines right now. The Marines splitting amazingly, but that allows the Zerglings to surround them quite well. And he is knocking out quite a few of these units once again, but Innovation's economy stays strong. He continues to pump out 8 Marines at a time.
I think Innovation is, you know, with each attack he's dealing with each one better and better, which is obviously very good for his game here as he continues to hold. There is another set of Zerglings in this third base, so that's obviously not too good.
God, this is like such a sloppy game, but not at the fault of either player here. That is just what we are seeing. You know, this type of style will cause that. Oh, that's huge right there. He lost 6 gas and 6 minerals so many times right there. That was crazy.
That was a lot of money.
That was a lot.
And it looks like Innovation's going to push this back here. He's feeling confident enough to move quite out aggressively. And I think Hyun's time in this game is coming to an end, Artosis.
Yeah, this is, I can't believe what we've seen here from Innovation. This hold is just astounding. Hyun has to be upset with how this has gone. I feel like he did get sloppy a few times, and of course, his minerals peaked so high.
But Innovation's got so many medivacs here. He's got a good amount there, and this just can't work anymore here for Hyun. He's been pushed all the way back. We're going to start to see Innovation push through. He's going to try and counterattack into that mineral line.
Well, how many units does he actually have at home? He has a decent creep spread. He has taken a 4th. His drone count is not high, though. Oh, wow. Well, that was good.
Oh, yeah, well, it was brilliant for Hyun.
Innovation has to be very sad about that.
He's going to be very careful about these type of moves here. Hyun, if he gets into that mineral line with these Banelings...
Uh-oh, here he goes. He rolls up. A lot of Lings coming in, too. The Banelings going into that mineral line, taking out a ton of SCVs. 10 do fall. More Banelings rolling up, but Innovation is not going to die no matter what.
God, 90 SCVs.
But 460 Zerglings.
This is a new record, Artosis.
Oh my god. Records being set here at the WCS Global Finals.
You couldn't be more right today. We've seen some great games. And it continues on here as the night draws out.
That's right. We do have him cleaning up this drop in the back. A very nice drop, though, by Innovation. Really messing with Hyun a bit. Innovation continuing to try to hold on. Looks like he will kill this base, which is fantastic to kill the 4th. Keep it 3 base versus 3 base. Like, Hyun has 3 more drones than Innovation has workers, so...
Do you know what Innovation should have really done throughout all of this, Artosis? Is just squeeze out his 2-2 upgrades.
You know, would he have held... Never made an armory, though.
Did he never rebuild it?
Yeah, because he made the factory and then the attacks just started again, so I think he actually never made it.
GG. Wow. Innovation holds on for about 15 minutes worth of attacks there.
Oh my god, just relentless from Hyun. Wow.
Wow.
Even these games that Hyun is losing, like, you see what he's doing in the mind games he's playing, the tricks he's pulling on Innovation, and Innovation's like, oh my god, I'm so close to losing every game here, this is crazy.
Now he's just one single game away here from qualifying to go over towards Blizzcon. Remember last year in 2013 at Blizzcon, Innovation was a favourite to do very, very well, but he couldn't get past the first hurdle in the round of 16, which of all people was Duck Duck. You saw from this earlier on, which was...
Like a quick speed?
Very early speed, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Alright. To the left-hand side here, Artosis is the Blue Zerg. Could be his last game at Blizzcon this year. It is Rocket Hyun.
And of course, his opponent holding on in marvelous fashion in the top right of merry-go-round. It is SK Telecom T1 Innovation.
Do you think Innovation plays Reaper into Hellion Banshee?
Yes.
Okay.
I do indeed. And I think Hyun goes Ling into Roach into Baneling. Wow.
Let's hope so.
Unfortunately, none of those can stop Banshees.
No, they
That
can't.
could be an issue, couldn't it?
It
You know,
could.
I wouldn't mind seeing him do like a Roach style, like get 1-1, go Roaches and into Hydras, but the last time, was it? No, it's not Hyun. It was Symbol who did that against Flash, and Flash just straight up out-macroed him. It was the weirdest thing. Trust me, take my word on that one. It was weird.
Autosis, I trust you on everything.
You shouldn't. Well, he's getting that gas as well as the barracks. Whereas Hyun just went for a hatchery first here.
Yeah. And we'll be moving up to 16 workers. Looks like he will be going for that spawner pool very, very shortly here. Innovation, I think it would be, I think he'd be very upset with himself if he wasn't able to make it to the next week tournament at Blizzcon, the top 8.
Yeah.
But Hyun, definitely a dangerous opponent. He's shown that throughout his career this year, throughout his tournament runs, but more specifically in these games today as well. Tricky. And also, when he wants to turn that aggression on, he can, and he will. Only, he might need to do that here to stop Innovation, because what we saw in map number 2 in this series, once Innovation got to that 15-20 minute point, he was on fire.
Yeah, but, you know, if we take a look at that Nimbus game, right, like, Innovation was almost eliminated. He was so close. He lost a lot of SCVs, a lot of his army.
Yep.
He lost some important add-ons. And that was on a map where it's kind of hard to do such an aggressive build. So, again, a map like this where you have this wide open ramp at your natural base, a build like that is just going to be much, much stronger. And that's what I'm waiting to see here from Hyun. I think that, you know, even if Innovation does some really great scouting here, still there'll be some potential for Hyun to make it work. And when you add on top of that the fact that Hyun does some great mind games, maybe he can sneak in some sort of all-in build without Innovation being quite 100% ready.
Innovation's Reaper just kind of going to have a look inside the main base here. Check that gas, check out the Zergling speed on its way, which he does now see. And now try to deal out a bit of damage to these Zerglings here. There's 4 out, there's an extra 2 on the way here to make sure he does not take losses versus these 2 Reapers. And now they're going to go towards this Queen, get a bit of damage dealt over to her. Does quite a bit here, to be honest. These Lings not really helping at all. You will want to go in again very, very shortly here. Single gas. No, double gas is actually here from Innovation.
Ah,
So-
right into Banshee, it looks like.
Exactly as you called would more than likely see happen.
Well, over on Hyun's side, that Zergling speed almost done right now. Just kind of defending his Reapers at the moment. And you think we'll see a third base popping up pretty soon?
Yeah, pretty soon here.
Does look like it. Not really minding enough gas to be pointed towards anything else other than a third base.
And Innovation, will he branch away from the regular third command center follow-up here? He opened up like this very early on in game number 1 and then ended up doing a 2-base timing, which didn't work out in his favor. We'll have to follow his resources and follow where he puts his money. Cloak is going to be invested in too.
All right,
And
looks
if-
like that's a lot of pressure he wants to put on that third base. And, you know, it's a very good build for this map for how wide open that is. It takes a while to get the creep over there.
Yeah.
It'll be very annoying to build to deal with as
Yeah,
Zerg.
a lot of distance from that second base to third here for Hyun. And with no creep down on the low ground already, and the potential to deny with the Reaper and Hellions as well, you try to keep that back. As you see, Hyun pushes these units back and then tries to spread that creep towards that hatchery, while protecting with the Queens.
Some good defense so far, and does throw down that Baneling Nest. Do you think that this is a very defensive one, like he may think that we have Hellbats incoming?
Yes, I do. I do.
I do too.
It's a smart thing to do, Autosis.
Yeah.
You've
Got to play it safe. You're trying to take that third base and build an economy here. has a good number of queens here out in the front, so I don't foresee like too much damage. I don't think that, you know, he's really going to lose very much against this, to be honest, even though Innovation's harassment is, you know, a very high level.
He hasn't really started any anti-air here. His cloak's about to complete.
Yeah, he is already making this Spore. Looks like this queen will, in fact, go down. At least it buys a little bit of time for the Spore. Doesn't want to lose too many drones, but already this is a kind of painful Banshee.
Yeah, and we see the Hellions on the minimap swinging around to the third base as well here, so damage has been dealt here by Innovation. No drones over here yet.
Good thing.
But a couple of those are actually moving over and get transferred there, so...
He's going to lose that queen, it looks like. Oh, just barely does save it. Good save. And in fact, bringing right now the Zerglings down for the surround. Very nice moves here by Hyun.
Yeah, he catches those Hellions. 4 of them do actually manage to escape here. And I thought all of them were going to die there.
Yeah. You know, maybe with better target firing, he could have picked them all off, but not going to be the case there. Good save by Innovation. I actually feel bad for Hyun. I feel like he should have gotten at least 2 more of those. They were so deep red. Like 1 hit away.
Banshee's dealing out a lot of damage. Look at that machine really making it work here at the back here. Innovation got all the production working. With his double engineering base, double upgrades coming in, and all the barracks being added.
Huh. Aspire starts up, Apollo. Are we going to see just a normal macro game from Hyun?
I think we are.
Huh. Do you think that he's going to be able to do it, though? Because if we look at the start of this game, I have to give Innovation a lead.
Yep.
And he's, generally speaking, better at this style than Hyun, so...
And
yeah, I'm a bit nervous.
And one of the challenges that Hyun's going to have to face here, if he is going to play this regular game, which, you know, is moving away from aggression, is his 4th base here. It's a massive task for him.
Yeah.
Is he going to take the elevated area, which obviously Innovation can exploit, and the high ground and low ground? Does he want to take a base that's even further away, or technically closer away, depending on which one he chooses here? With 9 additional drones going down, bringing down that work account, bringing down that income.
Ugh.
And now this base very vulnerable out in the open. No creep spread even close. And Innovation already with a 10-15 supply lead and already out on the map ready to clear this creep.
I mean, if you wanna take that base, you need the creep up behind the minerals and on the low ground behind, or Innovation's gonna abuse you with Medivacs, but as is, Hyun has neither, losing a bunch of drones here, and oh god, Innovation just doing a fantastic job this game.
Yeah, he's picking Hyun apart here. 20 drones in total with that Banshee have gone down here, and more units falling. There's no Bailings out yet. I'm sure they're on the way here, but a Queen goes down, and more of these Lings, they're not obviously going to do nothing here. And there's a 40 supply difference. Out of nowhere, 40 supply difference.
Innovation has gained little advantages at every single turn, and you see how they add up when you have macro like he does, when your mechanics and your micro are so crisp. And, I mean, Hyun just is going to have to GG. There's just nothing to be done.
Yeah, he's going to have to surrender here to the mighty force of Innovation as he steamrolls this last map and steamrolls the series here. Unfortunately for Hyun, not quite able to keep up with him. GG is called, and Innovation makes it to play at BlizzCon next weekend with a victory over Hyun and completes our quarter-finals.
Well, you know, that's the round of 16 being done. You know, it's sad to see Hyun go, being the 2nd seed coming in. But I think he played very well, and you have to admit that 3rd game definitely could have been his.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for those drone losses in game number 2, I don't know how that one would have went. So, very well played there by Hyun. Just, it wasn't his match, and Innovation is one of the big favorites to take down the entire tournament.
That's right. Innovation now going up against Tasia next weekend. A Terran versus